Hey y'all, it's Perkyy, and in today's video we have a reaction to theories on TikTok that will make you question reality. Discord edition, meaning that you guys have sent these over my Discord. So shout out to each and every single one of you guys. I will be shouting out you guys' name throughout this video. If y'all want y'all video on here, if you guys have anything that will wake us up and expose us to some truth, please add the Discord. It will be in the description and it will be in the comment section pinned down below. We're gonna go ahead and get into these theories on TikTok that will make us question reality. First one is sent over by DeAndre.
What do you see in this card? You see two men falling on opposite ends of the tower. One is dressed in red, one is dressed in blue, okay? They're on fire, falling. Tower is symbolizes destruction, chaos. Let's break down Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson being fired practically on the same day. Now, what does Don Lemon stand for? The left, the blue, gay. What does Tucker Carlson stand for? The right, red, straight, black, white, Masonic. Now, when did they get fired? They got fired April 25th. April 25th is the 115th day of the year. 11 plus 5 is 16. The 16 tower card. 11 minus 5 is 6. Number of the beast, or the number of the man. Also, if you add 4, which is the month of April, 25th, 2 plus 5, which is the day, and the year being 23, if you drop the 2-0 and you add those numbers up, it's 16. Now I'm going to try to break down small parts of gematria so that those who don't understand it can try to at least comprehend some of it. It's not 1,000 on top of 1,000 ciphers of letters and numbers and how they equate with each other. It's not. It's literally this many ciphers. And they're only using maybe 4 or 5 of them. Each civilization has their own numeric system and alphabet system where they tally the numbers of their alphabets a certain way. The Greeks do it a different way. The Syrians do it a different way. The Hebrews do it a different way. The Chaldeans, which are the Babylonians, they do it a different way. So if we can look at literally algebra, where we find the numeric value of A, B, or C, or X, Y, and Z, it's nothing but arithmetic. It's nothing but old school algebra, except you're not multiplying or dividing. You literally just adding most of the time. So if I take CNN and Fox and put them in under the Chaldean, or I'll just put them in everything. Now, what I do is look for the numbers that they always use. It's either 11s, 666, or 6s, or in this point, it's 33. So that's what I see. So who are the Chaldeans? I said before, the Chaldeans are the Babylonians. This is what America tries to bring up out of the ashes, which is nothing other than witchcraft. That's all it is. It's the old school mystery schools being taught to you blindly or in plain sight, really, because they're telling you how they do things. Now, it doesn't matter the narrative that they give you. It really doesn't. Because they do everything based on symbols and numbers. That is it. It doesn't matter what Don Lemon said that led up to his firing. It doesn't matter what Tucker Carlson said that led up to his firing. Because that's what people are doing now. They're trying to find pieces of truth to try to equate with literally 2 CIA operatives to try to validate why they got fired. And if you don't know symbols and numbers, you're going to get dragged under the bus along with these false narratives. There's a reason why they call it broadcasting, weather forecasting, newscasting. It's nothing but spell casting. It's
newscasting, broadcasting, forecasting, casting, spells. I never looked at it that way into this video. My brain, I promise you, it's not that I can't get it, but it's the little things that they throw out there that is just like I sweep it under the rug. Like I don't really look into it or really dive into it. That just changed my whole mindset. Broadcasting. Oh, that is so deep. I'm sorry. I know that's probably like so simple to you guys. My brain doesn't think that far. So now it does with videos like this. So I really do appreciate it. Casting, it's nothing but them casting spells.
All witchcraft. The narratives don't matter. The people don't matter. The symbols and numbers matter. That is only that's what you have to see and look through to really find the true meaning of what they're trying to do to your soul, spirit, and flesh.
There's a quote that says your flesh will do anything and everything to keep you in sin, right? But won't be there when you die. Let me get that quote for you. If this doesn't make you look at life different, yeah, it is what it is. So it says, when you realize your flesh, aka the body, urges you to sin, but doesn't even go with you after death, that hits different. Your flesh will do anything and everything to sin, but won't even be there with you when you die. I'm saying that to say that they're attacking that. Why be in that if that's not even gonna go with you when you die? The soul is really what matters. But that it just reminded me of that quote. That quote is very deep. That's something that I live by every day. So whenever you feel your flesh trying to rise, say that quote and your flesh will humble itself. From Gates' own mouth, people are too distracted to pay attention to openly stated intentions. Ooh.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion.
That's the one.
Now, if we do a really great job on new healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Did you hear what he said? Let's go ahead and rewind that back.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Common sense would tell you if you have a man standing in front of you saying he's going to reduce the world's population by 10 or 15% using, what does that mean to you? It means somebody's going to die because you put a in them. It doesn't mean you're going to save people. That's pretty much common sense in my brain. But yet I saw him say it. He said it. Here we are. I don't know. I'm just, here we are. I'm now an anti. I wasn't before. From what I've learned here with this and seeing what I've seen, not just in the funeral home, but you know, what everybody else has had an opportunity to see. I don't want to take any because I don't trust the pharmaceutical industry.
That man said we have 6.8 billion people right now, and it's gonna rise to 9. To make that go down by 10-15%, if that's what he said, please don't quote me. I would probably have to go back in the video to see exactly what he said. I'm just gonna play that part one more time.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion.
Right.
Now, if we do a really great job on new...
If we do a really great job on the new
healthcare, reproductive health services,
healthcare and reproductive health services,
we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
We can lower that by 10 to 15%. So what in your mind made you think that these are causing you to live? When he specifically said out of his mouth what he said, I'm not going to repeat it. We repeated it multiple times. And I'm still probably going to have people in the comment section arguing with me about this. This is crazy.
What have you contributed to the world?
I'm not sure if you're aware, but I created the world's most popular computer operating system.
No, of course. But as we all know, it wasn't actually you who created it. As a matter of fact, the predecessor of Windows, MS-DOS, was created by Gary Kildall, which you then basically stole from him for a couple of dollars.
It's not just development. There's a whole lot of important factors to running an enormously successful company like Microsoft.
So then let's leave the computer world for a moment. You have been a major spokesperson for during the pandemic.
Yes.
What exactly makes you a computer engineer who didn't even program his initial product himself?
Ooh.
A valid representative of the pharmaceutical industry?
I have read a lot of books about that
Yes,
topic.
but how does that...
Wait a second. And met with specialists from the field all over the world.
Mr. Gates, with all due respect, how do you feel about it now? Now that it's becoming more and more evident that the medication you were promoting, whilst having heavily invested in it yourself, thus making billions of it,
This is not how the world works.
has caused countless injuries, side effects and death.
That's a very immature way of looking at it, quite frankly.
So here's my final question to you. Is this a behavioral pattern?
What do you mean exactly?
Taking technology from other people that you don't understand, selling a product full of bugs, causing massive damage and profiting from it in a spectacular...
I need the rest of that interview. Wow, did you... This man, if you didn't catch it, he didn't even create it, but he took it, right? But he did something to where who creates a virus on their system just to make a solution for it? He took technology and did what he did and then made it go in the way of the pharmaceutical industry. In my brain, that made so much sense, and I hope it came out the way it was supposed to come out. Hold on. I have to hear that part, and I need the rest of this interview. I do.
So here's my final question to you. Is this a behavioral pattern?
What do you mean exactly?
taking technology from other people that you don't understand, selling a product full of bugs, causing massive damage and profiting from it in a spectacular.
Oh my gosh. All right, next video. I can't. The end will shock you.
There's one of the most evil, vicious Navy bases in the history of the planet. They do stuff that would make look like Santa Claus. Diego Garcia.
So
Wait.
Sorry.
Diego Garcia. That's where that first Malaysian plane is. That's where it landed. It had 4 scientists on it, huh? 20 scientists, but 4 had filed for patents. It was Malaysia, but they worked out of Austin, Texas, for Texas Instruments. And the ones behind that plane was Texas Instruments, the government, and Boeing, who made the plane. And everybody is stupid enough to believe that a plane almost a block long can just disappear. With the electronics we have, all the technology we have, the next generation of cars will come out, there'll be no driver. So we got 4 of those top scientists that had filed for patents worth $400 billion. So if 1, 2, 3 of us and your brother, 4, we filed for patents. And then here's a friend of yours who's with us. So 5 of us filed for patents. If we die before the patent is granted, then your brother, who wasn't on the plane with us, he owns them all. So those 4 scientists, and the 5th person was the Carlyle Group. They own them all now. The patent was granted 3 days after the plane was missing.
Wow.
Okay. And so what I'm saying is, this is the game, and if you can't follow that thread, then you don't see it.
That's crazy.
What were the patents for?
Huh?
What were the patents for?
Oh, the patents was, you heard people talk about they're gonna one day inject you and can control you. Well, these guys come up with something, they don't have to inject you. They just put it in this room and you come in and you smell it. That's what they were for.
This is from Rick. Have you ever wondered why NASA stopped exploring the ocean?
Have you ever wondered why NASA stopped exploring the ocean? NASA started exploring the deep sea in 1958, but stopped in 1978. After that, they started working on getting us off the planet. They even detonate a massive explosion in the ocean. In 2021, what did they discover down there? What are they so afraid of?
Why were birth certificates really created? This is what they did.
Edward Mendel House, and what he had to say in a private meeting.
I know this music goes loud. I'm gonna mute it. Read the captions, okay? To keep track of the people pledging. To our agenda. Forced to register. This is deep.
Unwittingly delivered the bills of lading to us will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent, forever to remain economic slaves through taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given commercial value, designated to keep us a profit that will be none the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure out our plans. And if by accident one or two would figure it out,
what happens?
We have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debt to the registrants in the form of benefits and pledges. This will inevitably reap us huge profits beyond our wildest of expectations, and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we will call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless without any hope for their redemption, and we will employ the high office of the President as our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Having established plausible deniability, even if people become enlightened that they had a remedy and pursued it, the attorneys, judges, and legislators could claim that they did not understand the people's claims, especially if the technical requirements for achieving it were not followed pursuant to statutory requirements, requiring the public schools to teach civics, government, and history classes out of federally approved, politically correct textbooks written by the publishing houses, owned by the owners of the Federal Reserve, would assure that the people would not discover the remedy for a long time, if ever. I would recommend that everyone read Fruit from a Poisonous Tree by Melvin Stamper, M-E-L-V-I-N, Stamper, S-T-A-M-P-E-R. That is free.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to get that book down. Hold on. Caught in 4K. Carry on.
P-E-R. That is Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. This is out of chapter 2 of Fruit from a Poisonous Tree.
What do I say every video? That the truth is in the books. You ever want to know the truth? Read the books. The reason why they put truth in the books is because they don't expect for people to read. But now they're doing a thing where they're putting truth in cartoon shows and movies, but people think it's a joke because it's in a joking manner. There's always truth in the jokes as well. So please be aware. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. This was a very great video. Shout out to all you guys that sent over these videos. Huge shout out because this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys sending over videos. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. I truly have learned a lot. I hope that you guys learned a lot as well. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and staying with me and learning and really tapping into the stuff that we are just unaware about. This is just crazy. But we will be back for more of these. I have to give all esteem, all glory, and all honor to my Elua Yahuwah, my Adonai Yahushua Mashiach, because this is their channel. They're working in and through me. I am just a vessel, so I gotta give credit and honor where it's due. That is it for today's video. I love you guys so much. Y'all have a blessed one, and I will see y'all in the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my